make out often. Often. A makeout fixes a lot.
That's a tip we can get behind. Hilarie Burton Morgan shares her love advice and so much more. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Andrea Belke, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. We've got 10 minutes, so let's dive right in with the first 5, starting with a shocking Hollywood split.
Sources tell People that Leonardo DiCaprio and Camila Morrone have ended their relationship after more than 4 years together.
I don't happen to fit the role of dumb, insensitive suburban husband.
The pair were first linked in 2018 and kept their relationship mostly private.
In 2019, a source told People that they seemed pretty serious and that it was definitely not a casual relationship.
Oh, that's terrific.
In February of 2020, they made their debut as a couple when they sat together at the Oscars.
A source later shared that Leo loved being with Camila 24/7 during the COVID lockdown and that they'd actually become very close during that period.
The former couple were photographed earlier this summer spending 4th of July weekend together, but more recently have been spotted spending time apart. In another high-profile split, Kelsea Ballerini is putting her heart first. I thought I miss you, but I miss me more. After nearly 5 years of marriage, the country star filed for divorce from Morgan Evans. A source tells People they worked on things for a long time and even separated privately once before, but ultimately went their separate ways. And there's trouble amid Jennifer Lopez's newlywed bliss. A wedding guest has J.Lo speaking out after they sold a private moment from her and Ben Affleck's Georgia reception. Jen claims attendees signed NDAs, so the video of her serenading her groom was taken without permission.
I wouldn't think of it.
In happier news, Nikki Bella and Artem Chigvintsev can't stop smiling after they tied the knot in Paris over the weekend. And Summer House stars Lindsay Hubbard and Carl Radke are ready for their own walk down the aisle.
You are really, really special. I love being in your presence, and I want to see where that goes.
Carl popped the question in a romantic beach proposal, but admits to People it was tough to catch his now fiancé off guard. Rapper YungGravy turned heads when he swung by the VMAs with Addison Rae's mom, Sherry Easterling, where he called her the Queen of MILFs and packed on the PDA. This as Addison posted an unrelated sneak peek from a recent photo shoot. And in more posts you're loving this week, Irina Shayk is having some fun in the sun, with her ex Bradley Cooper even making a smiley cameo in one of her vacay pics. Taylor Swift slayed her VMAs red carpet look, while also teasing her brand new album Midnights out October 21st.
I'm way too excited about it. I need to calm down.
And while Taylor was going glam, Kendall Jenner found some time to unwind with a little mood lighting and a face mask. In a new post from Ariana Grande, we got some sweet and silly shots of her pups and some foreshadowing as Ari gazes lovingly up at Glinda the Good Witch before she plays Glinda in the movie adaptation of Wicked. Meghan Markle's new podcast is taking over the Spotify charts.
I'm Meghan, and this is Archetypes.
Meghan tells The Cut that she's excited to use her voice again to reconnect with the public.
In the latest episode, Meghan and music icon Mariah Carey explore the evolving meaning of the word diva.
It went from high class to high maintenance. From fun, like, yes, diva, to, she's such a diva.
And they bond over their shared experience growing up biracial.
Meghan said she wasn't really treated as white or black growing up. It was only after she started dating Prince Harry that she understood what it was like to be treated like a black woman.
And Mariah has some thoughts on that.
I always thought it should be okay to say I'm mixed. Like, it should be okay to say that, but people want you to choose.
Today, we continue our series celebrating some of this year's talented Emmy nominees.
I think particularly in television, if you are carrying the show in one way or another, you need to have, or I prefer to have access with the main creators.
Being an executive producer on Killing Eve helped Sandra Oh make even better TV.
I've learned a lot that way. I think I've grown a lot that way.
Meanwhile, Succession's Nicholas Braun is stoked to dress up on Emmys night.
It'll be great to be in person and, I won't be in Crocs this time.
What are you doing?
Taking my shirt off.
And he admits there's a lot of Nicholas in his character Cousin Greg.
I take anxiety and fear and ambition and like pretending you're dumb in order to be more easy to be around, but actually being more cunning and absorbing more than you think. I'm a sturdy birdie.
That's right.
Now, let's move on to some screen time. I'm so excited to be joined now by Hilarie Burton Morgan. The new season of her show, True Crime Story, It Couldn't Happen Here, premieres today on Sundance TV.
We'd like to think it couldn't happen here. So how does it?
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you have to give me 1 answer. For question number 2, you have to give me 2 answers, and so on. Let's get started. First up, True Crime Story, It Couldn't Happen Here spotlights murder cases in small towns across America and explores the impact and challenges of small town justice. What's one reason that you wanted to highlight these stories?
Audience participation. I think that there's so much to learn from our show about your judicial system in your town, and the viewers at home getting involved in these cases is just the most impactful, powerful part of it.
I can tell that you're really passionate about this. How has being a part of this show changed you as a person?
For me, advocacy's always been important, but this is life or death for a lot of the people that we're working with. And the gravity of that, I carry it, I bring it home. Hopefully we're making a difference.
Hilarie, you've been a part of such a variety of projects throughout the years. From hosting MTV's TRL back in the day, to acting in many roles, including of course One Tree Hill for 6 seasons, and then this show, it really shows your range. Looking back at the early stages of your career, what are 2 projects that stand out as being surprisingly transformative?
MTV 100%. It has infiltrated every single part of my life. My producing partner on It Couldn't Happen Here was my boss on TRL. He's who had to call my dad and ask if I could be a VJ.
What was your favorite interview from that time?
Jackie Chan. I love Jackie Chan. He was so excited and nice, and you know, I grew up on his movies. He was just a larger than life personality, and I complimented his suit, and he opened it up and his name was on the inside. He was the designer of the suit. And then I would say the other really transformative experience was probably when I started producing Christmas movies. It was a really easy entry point for a woman in the film industry to get out from in front of the camera and get behind the camera and start making decisions. And I got to bring all my friends along for the ride.
You're so open about your family on Instagram. You're married to actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and you have 2 kids, son Gus and daughter George. What are 3 things that you love doing as a family right now?
We just spent the weekend in the park in the city. We went down to the city to visit Dad while he's working, and just listen to the musicians in the park is one of our favorite things to do. My kids are also going through like a horror movie kick, so we watched Prey. And we have a very affectionate family. There's a lot of like, I love you, you're the best. And so we like to spend a good like hour in the morning on the weekends just showering each other with compliments and really overdoing it.
You just posted the cutest pictures of you and your husband on Instagram and captioned it, blurry, happy, giggly, I like being 40. Everyone is striving for that peace and happiness that you found. What are 4 ways that your relationship is just getting better and better?
Well, I think when you're young and you disagree with someone on something, you think like, oh no, the sky is falling. That's just a Tuesday now. My husband and I understand like, we're 2 separate, fully formed people. And so not trying to bend the other person's will and just appreciating them for who they are is a really important thing to discover as you grow up. Another thing is to lay it on pretty thick with the affection, because everyone likes a hug or a compliment. Be your person's teammate, be their ally, be their business partner, be their person that they can trust. And then make out often. Often. A makeout fixes a lot. It truly does.
You're so busy. He's so busy. You have kids. Do you ever get time for a date night? If you do, what does that look like?
It's a much earlier evening these days. Whereas like young, no gray-haired Hilarie was out till like sun up. This version's like, oh, 11:30? Well, that was fun. Let's call it.
And finally, what are 5 words to describe your show, True Crime Story, It Couldn't Happen Here?
Infuriating, inspiring, enlightening, connective, and rewarding.
It's important that we shine a light on these stories.
Hilarie, thank you so much for joining me. Everyone, be sure to check out the new season of our show, True Crime Story, It Couldn't Happen Here. It premieres today on Sundance TV. All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.